Heavy rain continuing to fall on the Daytona International Speedway. Hopeful of getting the Camping World Truck Series race in later this evening here on Speed. Well, although we're here to celebrate the great American race, the Daytona 500, our friend Darrell Gwynn is a familiar sight, a former drag racer and a great one at that. Wendy Venturini is standing by with Mr. Gwynn.
Well, thank you, Steve. And the rain is not dampening the spirits by anyone here in the infield, and especially not those that participated in the fishing tournament for the Darrell Gwynn Foundation. Darrell, a pretty good turnout despite this weather here in Daytona this morning. Tell us what happened and what drivers showed up for your event. Well,
most of them showed up, not all of them, but we had a great event, and I think the only one that was complaining today was me, because everybody was very supportive, and we pulled it off despite the weather, and we had David Reagan's team win the tournament, and somebody caught a fish on David's team at 7 pounds, and they won the tournament and the big fish, and we had a great event. We gave a wheelchair away this morning on the dock here at Daytona Speedway, and we had a great day, and just a lot of supportive people, and that's how we raise the monies, is the people pay to fish with the NASCAR drivers. So we had a great day here this morning.
You really are a remarkable advocate for the spinal cord injury and raising the money for wheelchairs so that other folks can have such great transportation. How special is it to have NASCAR support come together and to help your foundation?
Well, it's great because, when you can give somebody either their first set of wheels or a new set of wheels that insurance may not provide for them, it's a great feeling. So even though there is no race yet today, we feel like we've won a race here by giving that young man a chair this morning.
Speaking of the race win, it's coming up on your anniversary from that win. How cool is it to look back in time and see how much you've accomplished in your career? Because you have taken your life and truly put a positive spin on it.
Well, thank you. I still miss my racing days, and I don't own a race team anymore. We sold it in 2003, but racing's been very, very good to me, and I had one bad day in racing, and I just didn't want to let that bad day spoil what I had in mind for my life and my career and my family and everybody else involved. And we formed the Darrell Gwynn Foundation, and we feel like we're still winning races, so it's all good.
All right, thanks, Darrell, for joining us. And as my father and my brother have both broken their necks in race cars, I appreciate what folks can do for spinal cord injury, and people like Darrell Gwynn, what he's done for both sports in motorsports. Steve?
Thank you, Wendy. And Hermie, with Darrell Gwynn, it's not a disability. Every time I see him, he's got a smile on his face.
What a cool guy, man. I mean, how easy would it be for a guy like him, a star? He won 28 races in HRA, and to have that happen, instead of going into a shell and feeling sorry for himself, he's made a tremendous difference to a lot of people, not just for the people he helps, with wheelchairs and those kind of things, but being around the racetrack, like you say, always smiling, lifting everybody up, and he's got a lot of friends here in NASCAR.
He does. Always says hello, and as we said, always has a positive outlook. Well, speaking of positive outlook, I'll give up on the slick and hard to handle. We'll go back to Dave Despain.
I would quarrel with one thing I heard in the Darrell Gwynn report. I understand that Kenny Schrader might have been rather badly under the weather today for the fishing tournament, but he did show up, and Ken makes a point. I second every good thing said about Darrell Gwynn. What a great personality. But the thing that makes that work is the willingness of the Cup guys to get up and go out there in the rain and go fishing. It's inspirational to see some of the things these guys do, including what you saw this morning in the media center.
In the media center, yeah. This morning they named a race at Richmond, Virginia. That race April 1st for a veteran, lost 2 legs in Iraq. The nominations among servicemen who had received those kind of injuries were made by fellow servicemen, family, and friends. And there was a big crowd in that media center, that cynical group, those jaded people in the media. and when this young man from Clarksville, Tennessee, a guy named Heath Calhoun, was introduced to the audience, I got to tell you, there wasn't a dry eye in the place. And he made a tremendous speech about what was significant to him and what he meant to carry on for his life. Same kind of thing. And it's neat to know that the whole racing family is putting more focus on that kind of thing.
Pretty cool. The race will be named for him in April up at Richmond. We need a commercial break. We'll do that. We'll come back and magically stop the rain. I'm confident of that.